Today, let's discuss about black holes. There is something naturally fascinating about black holes. Maybe it's that they are invisible beasts roaming in space. Whatever it is, these strange cosmic objects continue to captivate scientists and lay people alike. But where do these black holes come from? How do they come from and what gives them such awesome destructive power? Before we can answer that, we have to ask an even more fundamental question. Just what is a black hole? Basically, it's an object or point in space where the gravitational pull is so strong that nothing can escape from it. Even light waves are sucked in the black hole. They can't escape. In this reason, this is why black holes are black. These unknown objects arise like phoenixes springing from the ashes of dead stars. When massive stars reach the end of their life, the hydrogen that they have been fusing into helium is nearly depleted. So these monster stars begin burning helium, fusing the remaining atoms into even heavier elements up until iron, where fusion no longer provides enough energy to prop up the star's outer layers. According to Swinburne University of Technology in Australia, these top layers collapse inward and then explode out as powerful and bright burst called a supernova. Yet a small part of the star remains behind. Albert Einstein's equations of general relativity predict that if this remnant has about 3 times the mass of Earth's Sun, the remnant star's powerful gravitational force will overwhelm everything else and the material it's made of will be crushed into an infinity small point with infinite density. According to NASA, the known laws of physics can't actually handle such mind bending infinities. At some point, they bend down and we don't really know what happens. If this space wastage is alone, a black hole will generally just sit there, not doing anything. But if gas and dust surround the object, that material will get sucked into the black hole's mouth, creating bright bursts of light as the gas and dust heat up, swirling around like water going down a drain. The black hole will incorporate this mass into its own mouth, allowing the object to grow. If two black holes meet, the powerful gravity of each one will attract the other and they will get closer and closer, spinning around one another. Their collective mass will shake the fabric of nearby space time, sending out gravitational waves. Astronomers discovered such gravitational waves with the help of the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, that is called as LIGO. That was the first time we could actually see black holes and confirm that they exist. Scientists had found an indirect evidence of black holes before with seeing the stars in the center of our Milky Way galaxy orbiting around a invisible object. Researchers believe that these supermassive black holes were once much smaller, forming as more modest sized black holes in the earliest days of our universe. Over cosmological time, these objects absorbed gas and dust and merged with one another to grow, ending up as colossal monsters. But many of the stories' details remain fuzzy. Friends, you all know about Stephen Hawking. He was a brilliant scientist. He spent his whole life under the research of the black hole. See, friends, we cannot go into a black hole. Even if we go into it safely, we cannot return back from it. So, what is being going on in the black holes? This is the ultimate mystery in the universe for our scientists. In a very young age, Stephen Hawking became paralyzed with body, but only with his thinking and logic he found out what is being going on in the black hole and how do black holes work. Only because of finding these things he is so popular today. So let's see that what did Stephen Hawking discover about black hole. First you have to understand that around the black hole there is a region around it which is called as event horizon. It is like a boundary for black hole. Until you are out of event horizon, that means you are safe. But even by mistake you enter into it, you will be swallowed and you can never come out of it. So Stephen Hawking thought that let's do research on this event horizon, and he finded that event horizon acts as a hologram for a black hole. We can find all the information about what is going in the black hole in this event horizon. It is hidden in it, but we are unable to interpret to read out this event horizon. If we interpret or understand it, all the mysteries will be solved. But he read out this information and created a formula by which we can find out the black hole's energy by only finding out the black hole's area. By finding out the energy of this black hole, we can let know many things about this black hole mystery. Because of this formula, for the first time, we were discussing about what is happening in this black hole. After that, he discovered a new type of radiation and named it as Hawking radiation. Now, at present, the biggest problem we have in the physics, that is, we have to discover such a theory in which we can combine Einstein's theory of relativity and quantum mechanics. In simply, we can say that we have to discover a theory which can be called as the theory of everything. And any scientist cannot find a new theory at once. At starting, we get some clues relating to that theory, and slowly we will get the complete theory. So Stephen Hawking applied the theory of quantum mechanics to study the black hole. In reality, black hole is the object which we study by the concept of relativity. But Stephen Hawking studied it through quantum mechanics and discovered the Hawking radiation. When he studied black holes through quantum mechanics, he found out that black holes radiate a type of radiation called continuously. He called this radiation as the Hawking radiation. And now this radiation says that if these black holes release this radiation continuously, then the size of the black holes will be going on decreasing day by day. And as the size of the black hole is equal to its event horizon, so as the radiation is going out continuously, the event horizon will be going on decreasing. But if it is going on swallowing anything continuously, it can survive. But if it doesn't get anything to swallow, it will shrink day by day, and one day it will evaporate in the space, means it will disappear. So in this way, the Stephen Hawking, with the help of his Hawking radiation, he discovered about the black hole's evaporation. Now let's create our own black hole. Now for that we have to look into the formula of the escape velocity. To increase escape velocity, we have to increase radius or mass because all the other are constant in the formula. To make this possible, we have to increase the mass of the object. So if we are able to increase the density, we can get such a thing which is called as black hole in the space. But how can we see black hole in our space? Because it is itself black in color. Black holes are the most mysterious objects in the universe. We can't see what is happening in it because anything can't escape from it. Even light, as we discussed before. So, because of these reasons, it is called as black hole. So here, how can we find out a black hole in space? For this, we use a very creative trick. If there is a black hole in a particular region of space, some group of stars will be revolving around it due to its gravity. So, if in any part of the universe we are seeing many planets or stars revolving around an unknown or black object, it is definitely a black hole. But friends, did you notice any time that only gravity is coming out from black hole but not light? It means that the gravitational force of black hole is because of the mass inside it. So if we can measure the gravity around the black hole, we can find out how much mass is present inside the black hole. So today all the scientists are doing researches on gravitational force to find out the mystery of black hole. Now that's all about the black hole, friends. Thank you for watching.